Hey, welcome back everybody. Just want to give you a quick little update on the tiny house shed 12 by 16. Also just wanted to start out by saying thank you for whoever was the last person to subscribe. I hit 200 subscribers. It's pretty awesome. Pretty stoked about that. It didn't show me who you were, so thank you whoever you were. If you were the number 200, please comment below, let me know who you were. I'd like to say thank you, appreciate it. But here's the update. I got one piece of roofing on here, and I wanted to show you kind of how I did it and what I did so far. So this is the structure. Kind of stand back and look at it. Kind of see from up here what it looks like. Kind of stand the roof up here. So I've got these 2x4s that I cut at an angle here, and I've got my 2x10 ridge beam going across. I got it just perched up. It's 13 inches to the top of that, which makes it a 212 pitch. So I use the speed square to cut that angle, put the pivot point. Actually, I'll show you guys how to do that because it's kind of difficult to figure out. But basically I have the 2x4s going like this, and then I've got these purlins. I set these by holding a board up and down because there's going to be a 2x4 fascia, or 2x6 fascia I should say, on the back end here. So I held that up, and then wherever this met up to, that's where this first purlin started. And then it's every 2 feet, 24 inches on center. And remember, these are 3.5 inches, so you take 1.75 off of 24, and you get to the where you can mark them, right? Because it's 24 inches in the center of the board. So I marked those out. There's still one more I've got to add right here. I'm using that to get up and down on the roof, so you can see this one has the extra one right there, but this one doesn't have it, just because I like to be able to get up and down the roof right there. So here's the also here's my new Chevy Colorado. I love this thing. Let me talk about this for a second. So this is a 2022 Chevy Colorado. It's a 4-cylinder, 4-wheel drive, automatic, and it's got the little baby seats in the back. So far, it's been really great. I'm getting about 25 miles per gallon, which I've never gotten with a truck before, so that's pretty cool. Drives nice, really like it. So, I got my speed square underneath here. I know it's here somewhere. So, when I cut the 2x4s up there, I'll show you how to do that. So you set the little pivot point right here, and then you got to look up to see what your common rafter. So this is the common rafter scale here. Set that to a 2, and then you just mark this. And then I just used a worm saw, which has some weight to it, to cut that angle straight across there. I mark it, and then once it's marked, then I cut it. So that's how I got the angle of that. And you can look online to figure out the math. There's a Pythagorean theory, that's what it's called. A squared plus b squared equals c squared to get the triangle, but you can just do the math online. There's calculators, and it'll tell you, roof pitch calculator, what exactly the angle is and how to get there. But when you look at roof pitches, the common rafters is 112, 212, 312, 412, 512, 612, and this one is a 212 pitch, right? So that's how I figure that out. I hope that helps. Took me a while to figure that out, but let me show you a little bit more inside. Oh, the bananas. You guys haven't seen those for a little bit. They're getting pretty big. These guys probably in the next month or two be able to harvest these. These are ice cream bananas. And then there's the new pod. Kind of see where they're at. They're kind of popping out. There's the head. Once the bananas stop producing actual fruit, you cut off the head, and then the bananas fill out. And then once they start to ripen a bit, you cut it off, hang it, and then wait for them to ripen, and then you have bananas. So these are the screws I'm using. These are roofing screws. They have a little rubber washer. I don't know how long they are, but I had them in my garage from building that house. I forget the size on them. But here's a view from underneath here. I do plan on getting some little 2x4 joist hangers for there, just to kind of support them more than they already are. So I just haven't picked those up yet. And I'm also going to get some hurricane straps, which are basically little straps that go here, and then they angle up and go here. And those just grab onto the 2x4s, just make sure they don't fly away. But yeah, here's what I did inside. Here's the siding that's going to go on. This is LP Smart Siding. I highly recommend, if you're in an area with any kind of wetness, that you go with this siding. It's not super expensive. This is the 3/8, so it's kind of cheap. You can see how thin it is. The house stuff is 5/8 that I used there. But the LP Smart Siding, I watched a video where a guy took a chunk of it and put it in a jug of water for like 2 years, and it came out and it was perfectly fine. So definitely good stuff. Comes pre-primed. All you gotta do is spray it with some paint and you're good to go. And it's 8 inches on center, so the lines match up to your 16-inch on center boards, right? So it makes it easy for nailing them off. And there's a specific nail pattern you need. You can look it up on their website. But the perimeter, which is the outside, has more nails than the center. Just so you know, the distance between them is different in the center than it is around the outside. So, should we go up on the roof? I'm terrified of ladders, by the way. I don't know if you're like me, but this is the worst part of it for me. I haven't got this all the way down yet. You can see there's a couple screws I need to go over there on that side and grab. But kind of get an idea of how it goes up here. Kind of get an idea of how it laid out. I laid out the purlins, cut them on the seam so they both sit on the 2x4, right? It's windy up here today. You can see the ocean out there. It's pretty neat. I also, on the end here, I wanted an overhang, so I put a block of 2x4, and then I put the 2x4 going up. So you can see there's like kind of like a fake fascia and then another board. So that gives it basically 3 inches out. It's going to have a board there for the fascia, and then it's going to have, you know, it's going to hit the 2x4, so it'll kind of sit right on the edge of the fascia. So that's that. That's the update. Not much else to really update on that. Still got to put some screws in the floor. Got the screws all the way around the outside, but I need to go through and just shoot lines of screws all the way through to kind of give it more bounce, or less bounce, I should say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just want to give you guys an update. For those of you who are kind of watching along, you can see what I did to get this little ridge beam up there. I just set a 2x4 up. I screwed a little block to make it 13 inches total up there to get this pitch, right? And that's not supporting it. These are going to support it, but it does kind of sit up there. It kind of just holds it in place before you get the rest of the rafters in, right? So the rafters help, and then the purlins also are nailed, double nailed on each rafter as well, which helps. And then most places also require strapping, like an X metal strap going to there, and an X metal strap going to there. And that's just for hurricane areas. I didn't do that. Probably should have, but I didn't do it. But yeah, so that's everything. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. Thanks again for all the additional support and the new subscribers the last couple weeks. It's been awesome. I really appreciate you guys. I went from like 190 up to 200, and that helps me out a lot on my end, so I really appreciate that. So If you like this video and you want to see more content, kind of see the final product, what this thing's going to look like when it's done, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell notification if you want to get notifications on your end about new videos. If you don't want to get notifications, you don't want to hear from me again, still hit that subscribe button. You won't hear from me again, but it will help me out, and I really appreciate it. Well, thanks for watching, guys. You have a great day.